Good morning, my dear students. In the previous class, we discussed some objective questions on important definitions of atomic structure. In this class, I am going to discuss atomic models. We know atom contains number of subatomic particles. In those, electron, proton, and neutron are the most important subatomic particles. To explain the arrangement of these subatomic particles, scientists introduced some atomic models. The first atomic model was introduced by J.J. Thomson. Let us discuss J.J. Thomson atomic model. According to J.J. Thomson, atom is a sphere of positive charge, and the positive charge uniformly distributed throughout the atom, and the electrons embedded in it like seeds in watermelon. See, if you cut watermelon, we observe red color part, that is assumed as positive charge, and the black color seeds assumed as electrons. That's why this model also called watermelon model. See this, if you cut watermelon, we observe like this, red color part. Okay, so this red color part assumed as positive charge, and these are the electrons embedded in it, electrons like seeds in watermelon. To maintain electrical neutrality, negative charges, the total negative charges equal to total positive charges on the rest of the atom. To maintain electrical neutrality, total negative charges equal to total positive charges on the rest of the atom. But here some drawbacks are there. First one, electrons are not stationary, but he assumed electrons are stationary, but electrons are not stationary. Electrons always revolves around the nucleus. And second one, if positive electrons are present in positive charge, that means if both positive charge and negative charge stay together, then atom must be collapsed. But atoms are stable. But J.J. Thomson said the negative charged electrons present in the positively charged sphere. But if both positive charge and negative charge stay together, then atom must be collapsed. But atoms are stable. So these are the drawbacks of J.J. Thomson model. Hence, this model failed. And also, it could not explain the electrical neutrality of atom. This is also one of the drawbacks. Okay, that's why J.J. Thomson atomic model failed. Okay, so this is J.J. Thomson atomic model. So this is spherical cloud of positive charge, and these are electrons. This model also called Plum-Pudding model. Let us discuss the next atomic model, Rutherford atomic model. Rutherford introduced atomic model based on his alpha ray scattering experiment. See, Rutherford alpha ray scattering experiment. You know alpha particle? What is alpha particle? Helium plus 2 nucleus is known as alpha particle. This is a positively charged particle, alpha particle. Now coming to the experiment. In this experiment, he took one gold foil, and this is a source of alpha particle, and it is a radioactive element. That means alpha particle coming from radioactive element, and this gold foil surrounded by zinc sulfide screen. Why in this experiment zinc sulfide screen is used? Because if alpha particle hits on zinc sulfide screen and that spot where the alpha particle hits glows for some time and leave a mark. For suppose here alpha particle hits and glows, that spot glows for some time and leave a mark, and that mark will be useful to studying the pattern of alpha rays. Okay, that purpose zinc sulfide screen is used to in this. Now coming to the experiment, alpha rays coming from source of alpha particle, that is radioactive element, passed through the gold foil. 99% alpha particles passed through the gold foil without any deflection. 99% alpha particles passed through the gold foil without any deflection. According to this observation, what is the conclusion? Most of the atom is empty. Empty. Okay, that's why most of alpha particle passed through the gold foil without any deflection. Okay, next one, some of alpha particles deflected larger angles and some of alpha particles deflected with small angles, and very few alpha particles, almost one alpha particle out of 20,000, one alpha particle strongly deflected and coming back in the same direction. See, now alpha particle passed in this direction and it will come in the same direction. What alpha particles coming out in the same direction? The alpha particles which are passed through the center of the atom, those alpha particles only coming back in the same direction. Based on this observation, what is the conclusion? At the center there is a positive charge is present. At the center of the atom, positively charged nucleus is present. Exactly center. At exactly center, positive charge is present. Okay, so that's why the alpha particles which are passed to the exactly center of the nucleus, those will reflect back in the same direction. Okay, so based on this observation, at the center of the atom there is a positive charge is present, that is nucleus, and okay, and total mass of atom almost concentrated on nucleus only. That means almost mass of the atom almost equal to mass of the nucleus. Why? Because most of the space empty, then almost mass concentrated in nucleus. Okay, so these are the observations and conclusions of the Rutherford alpha ray scattering experiment. Now we are discussing the postulates in Rutherford atomic model. The first one is atoms are spherical in shape and most of the space empty. And the second one, at the center of the atom positive charge is present, that is nucleus, exactly center, and the total mass of atom almost concentrated nucleus. Next one, electrons are revolving around the nucleus. This is nucleus. Atoms are spherical in shape, positive charge, center of the atom positive charge, and electrons revolves around the nucleus like planets revolve around the sun. That's why this model also called planetary model. Okay, so these are the postulates in Rutherford atomic model. But in Rutherford atomic model also there are some drawbacks. Let us discuss drawbacks. Atom spherical in shape, positive charge present on center of the nucleus, electrons revolves around the nucleus continuously. As electron is a charged particle, and this is an energy particle. If it revolves around the nucleus continuously, gradually it lost energy and comes closer to the nucleus and finally fall in the nucleus. Then atom must be collapsed, but atoms are stable. So this is one of the drawback. Second one, if electron lost energy continuously, in the atomic spectrum, lines should be formed. If electron lost energy continuously, then in the atomic spectrum, spectral lines are formed. Lines should be formed, but in the atomic spectrum, bands are formed. Bands. So these are the main two drawbacks in Rutherford atomic model. Got it? In the next class, we will discuss Bohr's atomic model. Got it? Thank you.